Did you know that each one of these picks makes the guitar's tone and sound completely different than the other? That's not true at all. No, they kind of mess with the sound. They make it sound a little different. Like
Big Chungus
here kind of sounds a little different than the rest of them. But what they can do is manipulate the way that you play guitar. And that's why I'm making this video. I want you guys to know what kind of picks to buy next time you go to Guitar Center. That's your first lesson. Don't shop at Guitar Center. I spent a long time organizing these just right. I'm trying to be a little more organized down here in the studio. Let's start out with the Weenie Hut Junior class. Now, I call these the Weenie Hut Junior class because these are just regular guitar picks. I stole this from Guitar Center. I called them Weenie Hut Junior picks because they are flimsy. These are just your everyday pick. You won't see too many experienced guitarists using these regular old flimsy picks. That flimsiness, when you're playing, kind of causes some drag on your picking. Especially if you're playing fast, you don't want to use these. One thing that you can tell about these picks, especially on an acoustic guitar, is that you can hear the pick. It sounds like there's a washboard playing along with the guitar. That flicking, it's not for me. Very similar to Weenie Hut Junior picks, I call these salty spitoons. This is 2000s kids only. If you don't get the joke, I'm terribly sorry, boomer. I call these the salty spitoon picks because they are the same size as Weenie Hut Junior, yet they are not flimsy at all. None of these are flimsy. This is my personal favorite out of the salty spitoon. This is a Dunlop Jazz III. Now the difference is, most jazz picks are very small. This guy right here is a normal sized pick. Let me just dig through the trash real quick. As you can see, we got the Weenie Hut Junior pick here. A little bit bigger than the Salty Spitoon, but not much. If I am recording or playing acoustic guitar at a show, this is the pick I'm going to be using. Because it is large, it's extremely sturdy, and you can't hear it. I like this one though, and this one as well. The texture of them is very nice. This is like almost like a leather. I've used this plenty of times. I don't think it's any worse than this, honestly. I just like the way this one looks a little bit more. All of these are actually Dunlop picks. Dunlop is probably my main provider of picks. However, I am not endorsed or sponsored by Dunlop. My email, it's in the description right now. I'm just saying. I think that these are perfect for an acoustic guitarist or even just a regular electric guitarist. If you think this fits your hand really well, if you like that little bit bigger than the jazz picks, then that's for you right there. Next up, we got my personal favorites.
jazz picks.
Now, well, who uses those, Uncle Judy? I'll tell you who. Shred lords and jazz musicians. Now, the reason that shredders use these picks are because they are very small. This is a jazz pick compared to a normal size pick. Now, why does having a small pick like this enhance your sick sweeps and insane alternate picking? When you're playing fast, you want a much smaller movement. And what you can do is put about that much pick sticking out, that much right there, and still have the rest of the pick tucked away in your finger. Now, if you took 11th grade physics, you might know that makes for a much smaller movement, so you can play much faster. Completely unlike the Weenie Hut Junior picks, these things are extremely thick. You can't bend these at all. These are even thicker than the Salty Spitoon picks. Salivating at the mouth. Now, personally, I'm not a shredder. I'm not really a jazz musician, but this is my #1 pick right here. I know I said I'm completely into Dunlop picks, and I am, but I found the Ernie Ball Prodigy about a year ago, and I've used them ever since. I'm also not sponsored by Ernie Ball, but Ernie Ball. If you're a shred guy, if you want to be a shred guy, if that's what you aspire to be, I would definitely check out jazz picks so you can get used to them. Because it takes a little bit to get used to how small they are. What I do is buy a pack of these guys right here. These are just your generic jazz picks. You will see these little thinner ones. I have a lot of these because I kind of practice with them from time to time. And you can buy like 12 of them in one pack. But they are very thin. They're almost like Weenie Hut Junior thin. we get into the bonus features. We talked about the 3 main kinds of picks. These are very different. Just to keep with the jazz picks, I'll just run through this one really quick. This is probably my number 2. Okay, this is the Kirk Hammett jazz pick.
My new pick.
I've never seen these in guitar stores. I bought like 100 of them online. It's the exact same thing as a regular Dunlop jazz pick. But, as you can see, it's got that little cutaway. What that cutaway is for is gripping. Kirk gets a little sweaty on stage.
I sweat a lot.
So he tends to drop these things a lot. You're not gonna drop this pick. It's gonna be really hard. That cutaway makes for such good grip, and then you also have grippy texture on here that for some reason picks up every little bit of dirt in your fingers and makes you feel like a real
Dirty boy.
one of my favorites. I call this one Big Chungus. This is 3 millimeters. It's actually called the Big Stubby. And if it suits you, go for it. They're great for if you're playing like acoustic guitar or something. They're very smooth sounding because as you can see, that's like a slope right there. It just kind of glides across the string. You're not going to get a very aggressive pick with this though, if you're looking for that. But if you want like a smooth sounding and smooth feeling strum, this is a good pick for that. I don't even know why I put this one here. I don't know anything about these. I've seen people use them. That dude from System of a Down. I don't know what they're good for. You could probably play bass with them. It's very Weenie Hut Jr. if you can't tell. I don't even know why I have these, honestly. They're just... Look at that. This guy kind of upsets me for some reason. It's basically a jazz pick. I walked into Sam Ash earlier when I was buying some picks for this thing, and I found this one. I say this one because this one pick cost as much as a pack of these guys right here. That's 6 of these for one of these. Let me read the packaging for you. Okay, it is a gravity guitar pick. It's a premium handmade guitar pick, increases volume, speed, and accuracy. Dramatically improve the tone of your instrument. I'm gonna give it a test real quick. From what I can tell, it feels like a jazz pick. It feels like the Ernie Prodigy. It's a little bit smoother, I'll give it that, but I think that's just because it's brand new. But I don't get it. It's not textured. I would drop this, and I don't even drop picks. I passionately dislike this thing. This is $6 I'm holding in my hand right now. $6. And last but not least, something that I'm going to be completely ignorant about because I don't know anything about them. We have finger picks. Now, finger picks are used in mainly folk music on acoustic guitars or banjos. You do your regular finger picking, your Travis picking or whatever, you know, dust in the wind. Instead of using the skin on your fingers, you use these artificial fingernails. I have no idea how to use them. I've been trying to figure it out all day. One last tip. Buy picks in bulk. Don't just go buy a single pack. And as always, you're gonna go far, kid.